Hi, I'm Martha Benavides. It's time for Socialife. Welcome to our very first episode of Socialife. It's a way for us to stay connected in a time when many of us are feeling a little bit disconnected. We're going to be having some great conversations with some of our friends, neighbors, and community leaders. So stick around because coming up, we're going to come together with Sister Norma Pimentel, a sweet lady with some wonderful words of encouragement. Also coming up, the man at the helm of UTRGV, President Dr. Guy Bailey, to talk about plans to welcome back students and staff. And a savory dish that has a complicated name, but it's easy to make. Yes, we have proof coming up a little bit later on the show, so don't go away.
In McAllen ISD, students are engaged in viable and enriching lessons thanks to a seamless transition to distance learning. We have the tools and know-how to maintain your child's education at a high level of rigor. Register today. Call 687-6473.
We give 100%. We do whatever it takes. We sweat the small stuff. Every day, every hour, for 20 years. To ensure that every child in every community we serve has a chance to succeed, compete, thrive. This is just the beginning.
Hi, Martha. It's so good to join you all and to share a little bit about what is happening today to us with all this pandemic. You know, we're spending more time together at home, family is, and so I think it's a good time to take advantage of that time that we're together and do the best of it. You know, get the best of ourselves and not let it get to you, because it's a time to really cherish family and be the best you can be. Thank you, everybody. Bye, Martha.
Oh, thank you so much, Sister Norma. You have such a way with words and this ability to make us all feel so wonderful, especially during these extraordinary times. Our world was upside down because of this coronavirus pandemic. And as government officials start to ease more and more restrictions, school officials are trying to figure out how to best welcome back students and staff. And here to talk about that very subject is UTRGV President Dr. Guy Bailey. Welcome, Dr. Bailey. Thank you so much for joining us. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for having me. By the way, I want to point out that Sister Norma is one of ours. She was a graduate of one of our legacy schools, UTPA. We honored her as a distinguished alumna a couple of years ago. We're very proud of her too.
She is such a fabulous lady. She truly is a gem.
She is.
And you know, right now, as you know, I just mentioned, school leaders like yourself are trying to figure out the best way possible to welcome back the UTRGV family. I understand that you have created a task force to do just that.
We have. We want to be able to offer a college education as it normally is as soon as possible. Of course, the issue is that things aren't normal. And so we put together a task force headed up by our medical school dean, Dr. John Kraus, who really knows this stuff. And this task force consists of, you know, our emergency preparedness people, people from the medical school, people from across campus, faculty, staff. There's student members as well. And what we're doing, we're looking at how we can ensure safety while bringing students back to campus. Notice I said safety first, because the well-being, the health of our students comes before anything else. And that's what that task force is working on. How do we ensure that everything is sterilized and cleaned before people use it? How do we offer classes in ways that enable students to get a good college experience while still maintaining health and safety? And so that's what this task force will be doing over the next few weeks. And we hope by early June to be able to announce more specifics about what we'll do in the fall, but the fall will consist of some combination of in-person courses. Many other things will be face-to-face with appropriate social distancing and cleaning.
Things are going to be different on campus.
Things are going to be different. If you don't do things differently, the consequences for people's health and well-being could be disastrous.
You have an advantage, Dr. Bailey. You touched on the medical school, and let's talk about the on-site testing that is available.
Well, one of the things that we started doing early on, we developed testing capacity. Dr. John Thomas, a virologist here at the university, is able to develop a lot of the testing capacity for us. And so we have the appropriate machinery to do this. And so we've been doing the COVID-19 testing now for, I guess a month, more than a month. And we do, we're capable of doing about 1,000 of those a week. And so it's, we've been able to contribute all across the valley. We have testing sites in Edinburgh, in Brownsville, in Harlingen. Later this week, we'll begin offering antibody testing.
Wonderful.
And this is a testing to see if you've developed antibodies, which in most cases, that means you have some immunities to the disease. So keep your eye out for an announcement. We should have one coming out and should be starting that this week.
Terrific. Let's talk a little bit about the help that is being provided for those who are struggling right now. A lot of families going through a lot of hardship due to this pandemic. You have some support mechanisms that you've put into place to offer support to these families. Please share some of those support mechanisms with us.
We do, thank you. Part of this is funded by the CARES Act, and part of it comes from our own internal money, and I'll explain that as we go along. First of all, we set up an emergency fund. We know that right now, if you lose your job, how do you pay your rent? How do you buy groceries? We're concerned with helping our students just get by until, they're back on their feet in some cases. And so this emergency fund provides students with money that helps them take care of emergencies, things that threaten their well-being and their lives right now. And so students can apply for that. You have to be FAFSA eligible, and that's a financial aid form. We have some students who are not. For those students, we have private donations and other resources to help them. So regardless of whether you're FAFSA eligible or not, we're helping students out there. What you can't let the pandemic do is disrupt your life and your future. You have to move forward in some way. So what we've done, we have a summer relief package that we put in place, and essentially we provide up to $1,000 discount on tuition. We provide some other things as well. Another thing we've done this summer, we've created work opportunities for students. We have about $3 million in our fund for student workers this summer, both graduate and undergraduate. That combination of things, tuition relief, and the tuition relief comes from our money. That's not CARES money.
Okay.
And the jobs, which also come from our internal resources, we think can help students out. In the fall semester, every student will get $500 in cash.
Wow.
To help with the expenses and the disruptions caused by the pandemic, and then $250 more in the spring. In addition to that, we have a $500 tuition discount in the fall and a $250 tuition discount in the spring. Those come from our internal resources. And so that's the fall spring relief package. This fall, we began our tuition advantage program. And what that means is this: if you're a full-time UTRGV student, you're a resident of the state of Texas, and you meet certain other criteria, and your family income is $95,000 or less, you pay no tuition or mandatory fees. And so that's the best tuition advantage program, tuition discount in the state of Texas by far.
That's why this conversation, Dr. Bailey, is so important, because you're bringing us this information that allows students to further their education. As you mentioned, the learning must continue, and the celebrations must continue. They're a little different. 2020 graduation ceremonies are a little different.
They are.
How has the experience been for you personally?
I've been in higher education 41 years.
Wow, congratulations.
I've never known a year without commencement, without commencement ceremonies. But students graduate anyway. And so what we've got an online commencement. We had one for the School of Medicine a week and a half ago, I guess, and it was very well received. It was just so heartwarming to see that first medical class, see their pictures up there to confer the degrees on them. I mean, it's just wonderful. We'll do the same thing for the rest of our student body, the 30th of May. And so we will celebrate virtually what we can't celebrate in person. And, we wish we could do it, but we hope you and your families can do that and let us celebrate with you virtually.
Sure, and you just want everybody to be comfortable, which is
That's
a great
right.
thing.
That's right.
Well, speaking of celebrating, I'm going to grab something right here. I believe that you had it personally delivered mug. I would love to toast to this beautiful.
I have my Socialife mug right here.
I'd love to toast.
And I'm going to have a little bit of beverage I have in it.
Okay, well, I'd love to toast
Congratulations.
my coffee with you. And thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate the work that you do as the top leader there at UTRGV, and we wish you all the best. Stay safe and healthy, Dr. Bailey. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, and you as well. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thank you. And when we come back, a savory and simple dish that will even have those challenged in the kitchen saying, I can't believe I can cook this. Our friends from Santa Fe Steakhouse will show us how to get it done.
Did you know when you bank with Lonestar National Bank, you're investing in your community? By creating jobs that stimulate our local economy, creating success that we share with our community. In fact, Lonestar National Bank donates more money and more volunteers to more causes than all other area banks combined. We do what the little banks can't, and the big banks won't. Lonestar National Bank, the Valley's Bank.
At North Park Lexus RGV, we embrace posted pricing. It's our approach to transparent pricing and making what the car buying experience is supposed to be, fun. We value the guest experience. Whether you're looking at a brand new Lexus or a pre-owned vehicle, we invite you out to see what it's all about. Visit us in person or online at nplexusrgv.com. Come see what posted pricing is all about.
Bert, Ogden, and Fiesta dealerships are celebrating Memorial Day with a sales event at all their locations across the valley, and their deals are just as big as ever. Don't miss out during the Bert, Ogden, and Fiesta dealerships Memorial Day sales event going on now through the end of the month.
looks so delicious. We want to thank our friends at Santa Fe Steakhouse for preparing that delicious recipe for us. We also want to thank Sister Norma Pimentel for her words of encouragement, and Dr. Guy Bailey from UTRGV for providing us with that up-to-date information and for helping put our first episode of Social Life together. It has been such a pleasure serving you. Thank you so much for your company. We can't wait to do it all over again. We leave you now with the art of socializing.
McAllen feels different today. National emergency is changing everyday life in a place known for being social and open. But changing how we live doesn't change who we are, a community that makes the most of each day. We're still closely connected, even at a distance, working to make McAllen safer today and stronger tomorrow. Together, we'll look forward to the day when this emergency has passed and new reasons to celebrate begin. Until then, we'll make the most of McAllen.